Hello everyone, I hope you all will be fine. Today we are going to discuss the question and answer related to the topic that we had already covered, like electric potential. Topic that we have covered: electric potential energy, work done in assembling a system of charge, which system of 2, 3, 4 and so on and charges. Apart from this, we also had covered topic equipotential surfaces, behavior of conductor inside electric field. This topic we already have covered, so that's why we are going to discuss question related to this. First question that what is work done by field of nucleus in complete circular orbit of the electron, and what is if the orbit is elliptical. So we know in an atom at center there is a nucleus, and in a particular orbit electron revolve. If we take that orbit to be circular, the force which is giving rotational effect to this electron, that is electrostatic force of attraction between electron and proton. As we all know, electrostatic force of attraction is conservative force. And for conservative force, work done along a closed path is always equals to 0. Work done along a closed path is always equals to 0. Either it is a circular path or an elliptical path. So the path may be circular, elliptical or any closed path, but work done always is 0. That is because of electrostatic force, which is conservative. Second question is, we know that electric field is discontinuous across the surface of charged conductor. Is electric potential also discontinuous? No. As we know, inside a conductor and outside the conductor. Inside and outside means on the surface of conductor, potential is always constant. Suppose say if potential is different, then charge start moving from higher potential to lower potential and again equalize the potential. Means potential always remain same on the surface of the conductor, irrespective of E is continuous or discontinuous. Next is draw schematically equipotential surface corresponding to constant electric field in z direction, field that uniformly increase in magnitude but remain constant in direction, say z direction, and third one is single positive charge. First of all, if field is along z axis, as we already had done, for a point charge at the center, electric field equipotential surface are concentric sphere. For parallel field equipotential surface is plane perpendicular to the field. So here, if the field is along z direction means field is parallel to z axis. That means we have equipotential plane which are parallel to xy plane. One thing. Second, constant field. If field is constant means distance between equipotential surface is also same. Second, field is increasing in magnitude but direction is same. Means again we having electric field parallel to z axis, means electric equipotential surface, these are again planes parallel to xy direction, but here we have a point that E is increasing in magnitude as E is equals to dV by dr. Surfaces are equipotential, means they having same potential difference. Equipotential means same potential difference. In that case, this factor is going to be constant, not changing. So E is inversely proportional to R. If E is increasing, then distance between them is decreasing. If E is decreasing, then distance between them increases. So this we can observe. So planes parallel to xy, same potential different, planes are equidistant. If field is increasing, again plane is parallel to xy plane and same potential difference, but separation between them decreases. If we had, instead of this, if we have field along x-axis, constant field along x-axis, in that case we again have plane, parallel plane equipotential surfaces, parallel plane equipotential surfaces separated by equal distance, but they must be parallel to y z plane. They are parallel to y z plane. If we have field along y axis, then they must be parallel to x z axis. Third is, if we have charge at center, we know that if charge is located, a single charge is there. For single charge, we have concentric circles separated by equal distance. Next question is, a small sphere of radius r1. Here we have sphere of radius r1 and charge q1 is enclosed by a spherical shell of radius r2 and charge q2. Show that if q1 is positive, charge will necessarily flow from sphere to shell when the two are connected by a wire, no matter what is charge on shell q2. We will first prove this. So in this diagram, it's quite clear. This r1 is sphere and this is shell of radius r2, charge q2, where sphere is of radius r1 and charge q1. First of all, on the surface of sphere, we have potential due to both charge q2 and charge q1. So potential will be this. Potential will be due to this and this. Get add up. Potential on the shell is only due to q2. Potential difference is v1 minus v2. So we observe that potential difference is independent of q2, as there is no q2 is present, so it's independent of q2. So whatever the value of q2, potential difference, it's not going to vary with q2. Second, if q1 is positive, that means it's quite obvious that this system is at higher potential and this is at low potential, and if we connect them with the wire, then charge is going to flow from body at higher potential to the body at low potential. Next is, the top atmosphere is 400 kilovolt with respect to the surface of the earth, corresponding to an electric field that decreases with altitude. Near the surface of the earth, field is almost this much. Why do we not get any electric shock when we step out the houses, or step into the house, or step into the open, whatever we take? This is because a person have same potential at its head and on its feet. Due to the same potential, there is no flow of charge through the body, so that's why we do not get, or a person do not get shock. Suppose if potential difference is there, then charge start flowing from body at from the point at high to low, then obviously a human body gets shock. But potential is same at head and bottom, so that's why a human body do not acquire any shock. Next question is, you have to just do the question which I am telling you, or which I am taking, because rest belongs to the other topic. If you want to do, you can do. Name the physical quantity whose SI unit is joule per coulomb. Is it scalar or vector quantity? Joule is for what? Energy or work done. Per coulomb means charge. Work by charge. It's what? Potential, because work is equals to charge into potential. So potential equals to work by charge, that is joule per coulomb. So it is unit of electric potential, and electric potential is a scalar quantity. Next question is, why should electrostatic field should be zero inside the conductor? Because inside the conductor there is no charge, q is equals to 0, so that's why electric field is also 0. Again the same question, joule per coulomb, electric potential, it's a scalar quantity. Next question, why must electric field be normal to the surface at every point? That we already had discussed in the properties of the behavior of a conductor inside a field. If field is along the surface or mean tangential to the surface, then charge will start flowing and constituting the current, flow of current, so that which is not possible. So that's why electric field is always normal to the surface at every point of the charge conductor. Next is, why is electric potential constant throughout the volume of the conductor and has the same value on the surface? As we know, E is electric field is 0 throughout the volume. If E is 0, then potential is going to be same by formula dV by dr is equals to, with minus sign, is equals to E. If this E is 0, then V is constant. So V is going to be same, having the same value inside and on the surface of conductor, and on the surface of conductor. Next question is, that we already discussed about the different equipotential surfaces for the two positive charges. This is of same type, like away it's moving close, and in middle they are moving. Equipotential surfaces are having more distances. For the uniform electric field, it's a plane perpendicular to the field. Third one, for the opposite charges, inside of this region electric potential are lie close to each other, and outside this region they lie far away from each other.